What's up, guys? Welcome to day 24 of the MCAT summer vlog. So it's pretty early right now. Not even, it's 10 o'clock. So it's not really early, but I'm making breakfast. Some eggs, 4 eggs. Gotta get your protein in, your vitamins. Protein monster. Anyways, protein in, vitamins. Got some veggies here, some mushrooms, bell peppers, and onions. Gonna make some pretty good omelet real quick for me. So I'm already caught up with all my content from yesterday, so I have new content starting today, which I'm actually really proud of doing because I've been behind for like the longest time. But hold on, let me make sure this doesn't burn. But I still have a lot of review cards that I haven't done yet, so the plan for today is I read some Quran already, so that's done. It felt really cool. I'm glad I did it. And then I have to go do three chapters. I think they're all just bio, because I've been slacking on biology chapters. So 3 chapters are straight biology, and then do a cars passage. Then do a cars passage, do some psych social cards and review cards. And I said I wasn't gonna do anything last night. I ended up doing some review cards on my phone, like here, anywhere on the screen and somewhere on the screen. I'll put up my review decks. So I did a couple of decks last night before I went to bed because I was like, why should I leave everything for the next day? So I have that, so I don't have to do too many. I still have to do a bunch left. So I'm gonna eat the food, right? And get right into studying. Alright, so I just finished 2 cars passages because I'm a little behind. First one I got like 40 and this one I got 67%. So now I'm gonna do some Anki and then call it. Well, no, I have some meetings to do after Anki, but yeah. Got some fruits to fuel my studying and interviews I have to do soon. Alright guys, so I'm taking a break from my interviews and studying, and now we're making some dinner. I already marinated the chicken prior, but now I'm making the biscuits, okay? They're buttermilk biscuits, and the only reason I'm making this is because I have leftover buttermilk. Here are the ingredients. You got some salt, you got some baking powder, some buttermilk, of course, some all-purpose flour, and last, some butter. Now it's a really easy recipe, 5 ingredients. Alright, let's get right into it. Okay, so for the biscuits, we need baking powder. We need 2 tablespoons of baking powder. We need a teaspoon of salt. Then we need 1 1/4 cup of buttermilk. You can grab this from like Walmart. You need 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour. And last, you need a stick of butter. It's preferably going to be frozen. Not frozen, but like room temp. But you're going to have to shred it in, so make sure you have a shredder. Alright, let's get right into it. We need to make these biscuits. You need a measuring cup. This is 1 cup. You can get different sizes if you want, but I'm just going to do this. You're going to need a spoon to put in a tablespoon of baking powder and salt. Then you need a bowl to put everything in, and obviously you need a shredder for your butter. Alright, let's get into it. So you grab your bowl, okay? Grab your all-purpose flour. Got it? Your all-purpose flour. You can grab any flour. You can grab corn flour. You can grab rice flour. Any flour will work. So make sure you have flour of some sort. Okay? So we're gonna take around 2 cups of flour and dump it right in. You have your flour in your bowl, right? Next, you're gonna grab your baking soda. Now you need 2 tablespoons of baking soda, okay? Don't be skipping on it because it'll help make it rise. Okay? So you grab your tablespoon. This is mine. They got metal ones. Grab 2. So here's 1. Did you know that baking soda actually can make stuff rise? Sorry. Can actually make stuff rise, but it can also disinfect your fridge. It's quite a discovery. Anyways, we're moving on to salt. Okay, you're gonna take a teaspoon. You're gonna take a teaspoon of salt. Okay, grab your teaspoon. Boom. Now that looks like a little less, so we're gonna add salt to taste. Obviously, this is my first time making a recipe, but salt to taste. Now, this is what your mixture should look like. Okay? Okay? This is what your mixture should look like. Now, what we're gonna do now is we're gonna mix it together, okay? Okay, so you have your flour mixed in with the baking powder. Now you're gonna take your buttermilk. Remember, buttermilk's the key point of this recipe, right? So you're gonna need 1 1/4 cup. So grab a 1/4 cup measuring cup, I think. Then dump it in. Okay, try your best to get all of it because you want to get rid of all of it. And grab your other big measuring cup. Oh snap. Yeah, and cause I'm finishing this, I'm gonna dump the rest. Which is fine. Okay, so now your mixture looks like this. It looks really weird. Now you need a fork, okay? What you wanna do is mix in the buttermilk with the flour. So it should start clumping up. That's a good sign. Because the buttermilk and flour is binding together, creating clumps, which is fine. But the next step is to add the butter, because we forgot to do that. So let's add the butter. Alright guys, so we had the butter, right? We need to shred in the butter, because that's what gives it the nice and creamy texture. So you take your butter, preferably the one that was in the fridge, and you just want to make shreds, like so, okay? Remember that the butter is slippery. Please don't cut off your fingers. Okay? Cut your butter, shred it. Shred as much butter as you want. I actually don't have a measurement for this, but if it had to say around half a cube or half a stick, shouldn't be too much, but it's okay to do more because that makes it really airy and creamy inside. Okay, so make sure you're doing a good job and watching out your fingers, because I don't want to hear in the comments that, oh, I cut my finger. Because what did Chef Hamza say? Watch out for your fingers, buddy. Okay, so I use a lot of butter. I'm going to put it back in the container. Just going to clean up here. Again, be careful with your fingers. You will bleed if you don't. Be careful. So that's what the butter looks like. It kind of looks like cheese, I can't lie. But we're going to mix it in, okay? We're going to mix in the butter and really incorporate it into all aspects of the dough. Alright guys, so you have your dough. It should look like this with all the butter shredded in, right? You're gonna grab it, put some flour down. This is atta. Put some flour down, right? And kind of make a good neat ball shape of it, right? You don't want to dry it out though. You just want to spread it out. Make sure you get everything in this bowl. Dab it on. Make sure you fold it all in on all sides. Alright, so now you're gonna grab a balun, a roller, pin something. Put some flour on this. Rolling pin. Alright, you're gonna grab this. Make sure you flour it up so it doesn't stick. And you want to spread this dough out. Spread the dough out. Because you don't want it too thick, but also don't want it too thin that you can see it. Okay? And it doesn't have to be a certain shape. Okay? So, this is a good, pretty nice. It's kind of like a pizza. If you haven't seen how to make pizza, watch my last video. I made pizza in that. Anyways, okay, so you're gonna grab any cup, any jar, a can, whatever you need, whatever you can find, a bottle. You're gonna grab one of these. Make sure it's clean, right? Sanitary. And cup it around the dough to make these circles, okay? These are gonna be your biscuits. They're gonna be, they're gonna be the perfect size so you don't overeat. Okay? So, perfect size biscuits. Make that for all the dough. Try to get as much dough as possible, because then whatever's left over, we'll just roll up. We'll just roll up and remake it. So if we take it all off. Right, so make sure you flour your surface so it doesn't stick. As you can see, I did a poor job of that. Okay, make sure you flour your surface. Okay, now here are my biscuits. Thunder! So you're gonna grab a good sheet of a pan, right? Or you can use your cast iron skillet. It's honestly up to you. But I don't have a skillet, so we're just gonna go with this because I can make the most. So now you're gonna magically get enough parchment paper to line the whole pan. Okay, like magically, like you don't even know where it came from. And you're just gonna make sure it's in the whole pan. Okay, so you have your pan, right? Make sure you oil it or spray, cover it with butter. Make sure your biscuits don't stick to the pan. So now you're gonna put them right on top. Fry your biscuits enough because they might expand. I don't know yet. Make sure you spread out and put all your biscuits dough onto the tray. Make sure you preheat your oven to 450 Fahrenheit. I don't know what that is in Celsius, don't ask me. Okay? So make sure you preheat your oven. So by the time this goes into the oven, it starts cooking immediately. Okay? Don't be like me who hasn't even preheat their oven yet. Okay? Be advanced. Think smart. Okay? Alright guys, so this is 18 minutes of cooking and baking for the biscuits. They are a little brown, a little too brown, so I'd recommend doing 15 to 16 minutes. But remember, we're gonna have to put butter on top of all of them. Just like that. Make that look nice and glossy. Okay. Alright guys, and that's how you make buttermilk biscuits. 5 ingredients, 16 minutes. Stay tuned for the next video. Please like, share, and subscribe. See ya.